everybody have their... You recorded this? I'm glad. Everybody have their perspective.
Right.
They have their view. When I say the word ideology, your ideology is based on your experience and what you went through.
Absolutely.
So now, I don't know your experiences unless you tell me your experiences.
Right.
So I'm going to always be an observation of your experiences, even if you tell me them, because I still can't feel what you have felt.
Right.
I can only go by, I can empathize with what you're telling me.
And it's only a third of the story anyways, because you have one view, that one person in the marriage, the other person in the marriage, and then what's actually happening. So you're only getting a third of the view anyways.
And still his was incomplete.
Absolutely.
Your version of getting married is different from this person's version of getting married, which brought y'all two together as one marriage, which now, what did y'all two know about each other before y'all got together, before you even engaged in this matrimony? Mm-hmm. Rhode Island is famous.
Welcome to TF3 Airport. Is what? 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 They say what we famous for. That's why I'm taking y'all on this verbal tour. First stop, Providence Place Mall, 3 floors of stores to shop for you and yours. Don't have a ride, you can take the Ripper. Anywhere you need to go, the bus will get you. Cranston, Warwick, even Newport, Kennedy Plaza, where you can find the ice court. Y'all know Brown University, famous. JWPC, URI, famous. Students from everywhere come here to go there. The capital's Providence. Dante is in your ear. Home of the Blue Bug, Iggy's and Thayer Street. Full of stores to shop on, places you can eat. Near there is downtown P-Pack. Enjoy a show. The Dunk Water Fires. Other things you need to know. Can't forget Fat Hill for real.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the other side of things. I'm your host, Dante Martin. We at it again. We at it again. We at it again. This time, okay, like I said, this is season 3, and I think when you're watching the show, because we're not just on YouTube, we in Brooklyn, we in Mass, we all through Rhode Island. We're working on other cities as in states as they come. So we're trying to let you know, get to know who the host is. So far you have got to know a little bit about me and how I came into Beyond Eon Production. You got to know Key and how he came up with the idea of Beyond Eon Production. Now you're gonna meet the third host of Beyond Eon Production. What I mean by host is basically this. She got her own show coming out. Until we get that finalized, we're not going to say the name because we don't want some buyers out there taking our name. 1, 2, it's going to be a dope show. It's going to be a fun show.
So. I hope so.
And this probably could be the interlude. Oh,
So, what?
they don't know. They don't know what I did. So basically, guess who we brought to the thinking chair today? We brought Nikki. So Nikki, you don't know what we've been doing lately.
I don't. I've been out of the loop. What's going on?
We've been brainstorming.
Okay.
All right, so this season, we already got 2 seasons under our belt. And I thought it was good for us to introduce ourselves to the public. Because somebody might see this episode for the first time, or somebody might know what's going on and realize, hey, how did she get there? And everything. So I basically told how I met Key and how we came up with the idea of coming together. Because he already had Beyond Eon Productions, and then he came up with the idea of the other side of things, but we talked about how that came to fruition.
Okay.
And then Key talked about how him and his boy was doing something. You didn't get to see the episode yet, that's why I'm rehashing it.
Okay.
How him and his boy was working, same as with shout out to the owners of Sneaker Junkies. They was doing something that would work, and that's when they came up with the idea of Beyond Eons and the symbol and everything. And so we're now talking to you on how we came about it. I'm gonna set you up again, because what happened was, I'm an artist and I was promoting for another company I was a part of, CLBMG, If you go on that channel, CLBMG on YouTube, you can see a lot of the footage and episodes of when we was doing the Clash Brothers show, and when I did another show called Don't Get Emotional. So what happened was I was talking to my bro at the time, and I was saying how easy it is to promote. So I saw Nikki in the gym. Now, as a man, you're gonna see a nice, attractive woman. You might use the hook and everything to reel in, like, yo, she's single, whatever. But when I went to her, as presentable as a man, I said, could you look at something and tell me what you think about it? So she seen the video that's actually now the theme song, the introduction of our show. Who would have ever thought that would have happened?
Okay.
And she was just like, oh, I like it and everything. And so one day I was like, hey, would you like to come on? The rest is yours. So now you got to get the ideology of when I first introduced myself to you, and the ideology of why you came on the show and why you felt you wanted to be a part of it. And I fill in the blinks of the things you missing, because I remember the whole story.
Yeah. Well, I guess I should introduce myself first and let y'all know who I am. My name is Nikki Johnston. I am a mother of a 15-year-old little girl.
No.
I'm what? I'm a fiance as well to my fiance Ori. I have my degrees in exercise physiology, so I'm an exercise physiologist. I'm a certified personal trainer, and I'm also a registered nurse. I used to play collegiate volleyball. I also had a career in bodybuilding, and now I'm an online nutrition and fitness coach with Athena Warrior Training, which is my company, women and minority-owned company, and I do everything online. I work with people of all backgrounds, disease states, ages, genders, people looking to lose weight, people looking to get off medication, those who want to get on stage. And so I was at the gym, which is what I do. Every week I get my ass to the gym 3 or 4 times a week to stay in shape, not only for my physical health, but my mental health as well, which is just as important. Yes. I am 45 years old, so those who can commiserate with me in this time of our lives is very interesting, going through a lot of changes, so helps keep me as level-headed as possible. And I'm over here at the gym on the Smith machine, right? Was I on the Smith machine? Yep. We were both on the Smith machine, and I'm just doing my thing with my headphones in. Someone's like, hey. Can I show you this video? Hey. I'm like, okay. So I take out my headphones and...
So speak on that moment, because I'm like, what made you feel comfortable? Because we go to a gym where a lot of women don't really feel comfortable being approached. And women don't like being approached at the gym anyway, because they feel like they sweaty and in their best appearance and everything. So,
well, I would have to say, when I was going through some issues with my ex-husband and trying to get myself back, I was very angry. I still kind of am. But I would have my hood up, I would have my headphones in, I was angry and looked mean, and no one would approach me. And as that kind of lifted off my shoulders, as I kind of went through a healing process and met my current fiance, and things started to kind of level out for me, I got myself back, who Nikki Hardy is, which is my maiden name, getting that person back to who I used to be. I'm a very friendly person, and I'm very open to talking and speaking with anybody. And so also having a business, I don't want to dismiss somebody, right? So I don't look at every interaction as a means for business, but I want to present my best foot forward always with someone. And I get the most interesting people who come talk to me very randomly anywhere that I'm at. And
so you're radiant.
I'm what?
You're radiant. Yeah, you're radiant.
Yeah, I get yes, very, very interesting people. I open myself up to having conversations. You never know what the universe is going to present to you. So when Dante came up to me, I didn't feel like, it wasn't off-putting. It's just when you're in a zone, if you're lifting and you're in a zone, I think the hardest part is if someone tries to talk to you in the middle of a set. But you didn't. I was done with the set. I was resting. I was just chilling. And so I was like, oh yeah, let me take my headphones off. He seems cool. He seems nice. Did not feel like you were trying to talk to me or trying to get my digits or trying to be very forward. I'm I feel very confident in the gym. I'm confident, for the most part, I'm usually confident with my body and my personality and who I am. Don't care if I'm sweating, dripping sweat, look like hell. It won't deter me from speaking with someone. So when you came up to me, I was like, oh, you seem very friendly and warm and open, and I was like, all right, let's see what he's got to say.
I look like a Teddy Graham.
What is it, cinnamon Teddy Graham?
Teddy Graham, man.
Yeah, I think we both have...
Teddy Graham.
I think we both have that aura about us. We really do. It's not confrontational, that's not the right word, but just friendly.
Approachable.
Yeah, exactly. Friendly, approachable. You don't seem like there's an ulterior motive behind what you're doing. The way you approach someone, it just felt comfortable and good. So I was like, all right, let's hear it. Let's hear it. So what? I gave you my phone. You put in the video, and I listened to it, and I gave you my feedback, and then we went about our business. And then what is the theory of when someone, like, you think about something and you see all the time, like you want to get a specific car and it's like always around? There's a theory behind that. So that's kind of what that was. So it's like, every single time I was at the gym, I would see Dante. It was like all the time. And then we would speak, and then he would be on the treadmill, and still my first treadmill. And
my treadmill.
Right. So our battle of the first treadmill ended up opening up more conversation, and then I think at some point we talked, and you're like, I want to get you on the show. I want to get you on the show. And I'm like, oh, okay. I'm very camera shy. I have lots of stage fright. It's not that I don't like talking in front of people, but I go through a huge mental process to gear myself up to be able to do it. So I was genuinely freaked out about it. And I think also I have imposter syndrome as well, as I think many people, well, in any profession have. Like, you get to a point where you feel like you aren't as good as you thought you were, or you make a mistake, or you have a confrontation with someone. It just sets you back. So
everybody feel that way. Matter of fact, you want to hear something else? We're about to do an episode. You're probably going to be a part of that episode too. We might have a special guest. I don't want to really tell you who, but we're going to do an episode called The Butterfly Effect.
Okay.
And we're going to actually take a trip down that, because it's like, I call it overthinking, because the thing about it is you don't know what you have done until you actually see the replay of it. Mm-hmm. But one thing about life is you can't replay life. You can't revisit what you did and say, oh, I wish I could do this different. But what you can do is learn from it and say, you know what, let me apply it today. Because I have a saying, what did I say? If you want to see a difference in your tomorrow, learn from your past today.
Yep.
So the thing is, you kept saying that you don't think you up to par, but in your episode, you felt comfortable enough. We back at the scene of the crime.
Yeah.
And you actually did a murderous job on that episode.
Yeah.
Like, you just took, like, most people wouldn't even know that was you were so natural.
Yeah.
So from that moment, you came on, you was very informative, gave so much great information that even as a man, I learned from the perspective of a woman, because matter of fact, I got somebody I want you to be in the gym, because she was actually having a conversation about going through the issue of blood that she was talking about. And she couldn't be in the gym, and she's in shape too. Yeah. And I said, Nikki talked about that. Mm-hmm. That's why I said your show. I said, Nikki talked about that. Go watch her episode. I'm gonna bring y'all two together. Matter of fact, I'm gonna give you her number. But so you did the episode, and so after that, you had to feel a certain way after you went back and rewatched it and everything. Oh, this is my water.
Yeah, it's for you.
Oh, look. No promotion. No.
For BJ's.
No promotion. But so after you watched your episode, you had to get in the mindset of what? What was your mindset? What was your ideology when you see yourself on the camera, you see what we was doing? Because again, we didn't ask you to be a part of it.
Right.
You felt a certain way, so.
It wasn't even watching it back, it was being immersed in it. So I felt so comfortable with these two guys, and being in my home made a huge difference too. But our banter back and forth, as it had been from the beginning, was very smooth, very easygoing, just very natural. And I think once we started talking, it was game over. Like, you guys, we have 3 cameras set up here, and you know, you would have never known by the way we were talking because we were just having a very generalized conversation. So I think that's what you bring to the forefront of being the host, is that you can get people to calm down. You can get people to just say, hey, we're just 2 people having a conversation. And I don't like watching myself back. 1, I don't like my voice. 2, I just want to enjoy and be in the situation I'm in, which has actually prevented me from learning from past mistakes. So it's funny, like I tell my clients, take pictures, right? You take pictures to show your progress from 1 week to the next. Go back, look at those pictures, look where you started, look how far you've come. You would think that I would do that with everything in general, which I don't. So I think that's going to be something to learn from that. Just from me saying that is going to say, okay, let me look back. What can I do different? What camera should I be looking into? What angle should I be sitting at? You know, all of these little things are nuances that help grow what we're trying to grow. And it takes time for people to grow channels, and you can see progress. You've seen progress from us. Our intros are changing. Our intros are, the intro for Dante is changing. Like, everything's getting smoother and more comfortable and better. So,
learning process.
Yeah, it is. Oh, it's a huge learning process. And we're just in the beginning, still in the beginning, like getting more equipment. And I'm going through my own changes in my own business and trying to figure out where I fit in with Beyond Eons. Because I want to do it all, and that's the problem. I can't. And Mr. Jakeem behind the camera knows this as well, because he is very guilty of this. And so my goal is to sit down and say, okay, how can I be my best for Beyond, and how, at what capacity? And so hopefully we can all each have our parts and we can move forward, instead of saying doing a little bit here and a little bit there and getting nowhere fast.
Everyone is at their best. And this is why you have to understand. All right, I never used this on camera, but I'm gonna use this now.
Ooh.
All right. One of the things that I like to tell people to do is get a job, buy a bag of peanuts, or beans.
Yeah, don't eat them.
Get beans. You might eat the peanuts.
Yeah, I'll eat the peanuts.
Each day, take a bean. Put it in a jar. Now you're trying to transfer that process into that process, and you'll find yourself like, is this jar gonna ever fill up? But what is happening? You're seeing something, even though it's not what you want it to be or where you want it to be, you still see something happen.
It's growing, yeah.
So the point of what it is, you gotta remember, Key being a visionary, he's like, I have a vision, but I don't even know what I'm seeing. So then he links up with me, and I see his vision, and I'm like, I know how to bring his vision to life.
Right.
I just need this. You give me this, there's your vision. Now, you need a team to get where you actually want to go, because you can't do everything on your own.
Right.
You can watch any sport, you can watch any show, they still have production, editing, and all this behind the scene that you don't see.
Right.
So you are doing something, because everybody keep asking me, and I'm gonna say this clearly, because I don't think people listen to our episode. I keep saying, y'all, the reason why Nikki is a
like
part,
and subscribe.
the reason why Nikki is a part of Beyond Eon Productions, and this is how we actually evaluate you without you even realizing you're being evaluated for interviews and everything. After we interviewed her, she commented on her own. She made statements, and she said in the comments that I was reading, because I read them all, I would like to come on the co-host, right? Or something of that nature.
Yeah.
And I say, no, So it was something. It wasn't actually co-host. You said something about doing it again or something. But I said we're bringing you on because you was promoting. You had your own show on Instagram that people ask me what happened to that show.
Yeah.
They asked me what happened to that show. They still do it. And you did do something. See, one of the things people got to understand is life happens. Mm-hmm. So you can have these goals because a lot of the people, if you listen to celebrities and a lot of people that's in the industry, see, you see a lot of successful goals and dreams. There's a lot of failed ones too. Mm-hmm. Most of these people couldn't work because they were so dedicated. An episode that y'all want to go see, MC Search.
Okay.
Watch his episode when he was on, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was Matt Hoffa show, My Expert Opinion. He was talking about how much he had to work to get where he wanted to be. And he was talking about he was up 21 hours a day. Yeah. So it's like he's awake, sleep a little bit, right. So people don't understand how much work and effort it takes. And like I keep telling Keem, I'm like, we sat down last December when we actually started everything. You gotta realize this ain't even been a year yet. And if you go ask a lot of people, we accomplished so much. Like, if someone would have told me, yo, y'all gonna sell a sneaker. My own sneakers I bought. We actually sold a sneaker. Yep. There's a sneaker. Beyond Eon Productions have a sneaker.
Thank you, Sarah.
Sarah was our first customer.
Yep. Wait, before you continue, if you guys would like me to continue doing Wednesday Whispers, please let me know. Not necessarily on Wednesday, but the concept of Wednesday Whispers, where I go over the previous show that came out with Beyond Eons. We talk about future things that are happening and kind of relating everything to what's going on today. So if you'd like for me to continue, let me know, and I'm on it.
Because I was asking, I was surprised. Somebody was like, yo, what happened to that show? And I'm like, we're coming back. Don't worry. We're going to bring it back.
Yeah, in the interim, before my show comes out, maybe we can fire that up again.
Nikki, so now that we got that out of the way so people know what happened, she came on, she promoted her show, she did what she was supposed to do without none of us telling her what to do. She did it. And once you see somebody's doing something without you telling them what to do, you already know they're capable of doing it on their own. Mm-hmm. Simple. So now, since you've been a part of Beyond Eon Productions and you have your own fitness business, what have that experience been like? Because that's basically what we try to, because they watching the show and they're like, is she a co-host? Mm-hmm. There may be an episode where she might be doing something and I'm not even here.
Yeah, I mean, I think right now, it's still in the beginning stages of it all. And, that's why I'm excited to see how it comes to fruition, how I can combine the two. Because I know that in my business, there needs to be a change. And I really enjoy helping people and sharing the knowledge that I have and my experiences. And I'd love to morph that into something that I can be in this sort of situation where I'm speaking to a camera, speaking to other people, other women. About no, I want to be Powerpuff Girl. That's who I want to be. I want to be a Powerpuff Girl. So yeah, I don't know. I think I really like this format. I really like being able to reach as many people as possible. And the lives that we've touched so far has just been awesome. And some of it has nothing to do with fitness, but the point is that now people have a contact for us. We each all have very different stories and backgrounds, and we can help so many people in different ways, or bring people on who can help so many people in different ways and getting different perspectives. And so I really want to use my knowledge to help catapult Beyond Eons, whether it's my own show or being the host of whoever comes on that I would have a good dynamic with, to bring out certain things in those guests. So as of right now, I feel like it's still in the beginning stages. It's made me, myself, change my view on things and how I want to go forward, and because I feel like there's something big here, and I'm trying to figure out, and I think that's the problem. I'm doing too much thinking and not doing, and I think that's keeping me from moving forward. So I think this is the perfect time for us to be doing this, because otherwise I would still be thinking. The wheels are just turning and then there's no output. So I'm calling myself out right now to move forward and do more social media, get myself out there more, reach more people, and make a difference. Because why contain all of this information? What's that do?
So you want to update? This is live right here. You don't know. Okay, so let me put you on everything that's happening so far. Since we sat down, what month was that? Was that August, September, or October? Or maybe even November? We say, yeah, we want to do a show. We say, how are we going to do that? So from that conversation, how are we going to do that? We are now in rotation in Brooklyn, our birth home. Who would ever thought two, Brownsville, New York, Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn, come together in Rhode Island, do a show, and now it's being broadcast where we was born, where we was birthed. And this is that Emmy nomination channel. Our show was on that in rotation. 1. 2, because of a conversation me and you had in the gym, this is how transparent we are. We also gonna do a prayer meeting, and people are looking forward to that. They've been asking me. I say I'm waiting for everybody to come together, and because we're gonna be praying and talking and conversating about purposes in life. So now, if you look at it, you're right. Look at the people that we had on so far. Shelly's episode is amazing. Michelle Bridges. She coming back on to talk about relationships. So many people did not know. One donor, 86 lives. And that was what a lot of people got from that episode.
Yeah.
But it's also to see, wow, this person went through all of this and I'm complaining.
Right. And she's still here and still thriving and helping others.
Wait till you hear part 2. What she
Yeah.
going through.
So it doesn't stop.
Right.
Life does not stop.
So, I'm bringing her in too. Because I just got to find something for her to do. But that's what we're going to expand, we're going to grow, we are growing. But what it is when someone comes a part of here, me and Keem talk every day. If not every day, we don't talk on the weekends because I like to leave that to a family. But we talk about everything. And I keep telling him about ideas, this, and this. And I told you, you're going to be informed on everything as soon as it comes to fruition. As soon as we know we can actually do it, then I'll let you know. Because like I told you about something earlier that I ain't going to talk about either because I don't want to know. Because I know people going to steal that and copy that idea when it comes out.
Suspense.
But again, I always wanted to bring that person in. If you notice, that person is very supportive as well. So they're in pictures. There's people that say they supportive ain't in pictures. This person's in pictures. Right. So, and it was at every event. Except for the theater, but they had something prior, that's why they couldn't be there. So as we bring people in, we want to make sure they fit not only what we stand for beyond music, beyond family, beyond production, but how can we help you at the same time? So beyond fitness and what you're doing, like what did I tell you last time? I said, Nikki, you know what you should do? And this would be helpful. Show people how much it costs, hospital bills, and show them how much it costs for services you provide. And all you have to do is ask which one would you prefer to pay. You don't even got to say which one you want, which one would you prefer to pay? Because when it's all said and done, as you can see, I'm losing weight, right?
Slimming down.
You see my beard now?
Yeah.
You notice?
Of course.
But again, it's like people are growing with us and they see the progression. They see the progression of you. They see the progression of Keem and his editing. If you paid attention to the little details of his editing, and I told you he's a great editor. So we are growing. It's just that it's a process, because I always tell y'all, don't outsource your resources. Don't put too much more stress on you than what you could bear, because I know a lot of people that lost a lot of their income, and it not only hurt them, but it hurt their brands and their companies.
Right.
So again, when I'm sitting up there saying, when we doing something, I don't want to put a seed in the ground and it doesn't root. Or no,
You gotta water it. You gotta take care of it. You gotta nourish it.
Everything.
Yeah.
So believe me,
You reap what you sow.
Think about it. We went from Beyond Eon Orange, gold. It's not even orange. I don't know why we keep saying orange. It's actually gold.
Looks orange to me. Is it gold by the
gold.
manufacturer?
First of all, I got sneakers that matches that, and the name of the color of the sneakers is gold.
No.
But it does look up. No, it does look orange, but that's not an orange. That orange, it actually looks more yellow. See? But anyway, we went from that colors to purple, green,
blue,
see?
black.
We expanded, and it's like, you don't think we're gonna bring a warrior shirt?
Let's go.
I'm a warrior.
Or it could be the name of the show. My show. We'll see.
Listen, nah, Nikki, matter of fact, let's segue into that. Let's talk about it. And when we watch this, so Nikki, behind the scenes, we got a show for you. It's your show. And the reason why you can't just say it's going to be fitness, because think about it. We're starting off with a certain criteria before we get into expanding it. Basically, like, the first person that might be on your show is Shelly. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So when you sitting there, you having that conversation where I know y'all could talk about fitness, but I don't think that conversation is going to go through fitness. So I think you will limit yourself if you put the word fitness on your show.
Right.
Because it will keep from the diversity of where the conversation can go. And then again, just like your lovely second half said, your other half, not second half, other half said, what happens if we bring a man on the show? Yeah, when we come down the line later, but it is going to be woman oriented, because women can relate better to other women. So when you got two women coming from two different ideologies, coming together as one and having a conversation, now women, I can relate to that. I understand where they're coming from. And men will watch it and say, you know what, I never knew that about women. And y'all two personalities, I know y'all gonna bring so much out of each other, because when you see how she thinks and how strong-minded she is, you're like, oh, I didn't know. Woo. She's like a donkey kick. Like, whoo.
Well, one thing I want everyone to understand is that fitness is just, I think fitness is a word that encompasses many different things. But I don't just do fitness, and that's what's very frustrating. And I know my business name is Athena Warrior Training. That's just a name to kind of spark interest, like, oh, warrior, like, what's that? Oh, Athena, what's that? Oh, training, what kind of training? But it is training in a sense, but it's training your mind, it's training your body, it's training your soul. Like, I don't know, when I start working with someone, I find out everything about you. Do you have a partner? Do you have support? Do you have children? What do you do for a living? Do you work at home? Do you work out of an office? What medications are you taking? What are your hang-ups? Do you have past eating disorders? Do you have past mental disorders? All of that goes into what I do. So when I have a conversation, so say Shelly, we can bring all of that into it, which is going to be so cool, because the moment she got that diagnosis of having diabetes has set her off on a path for everything for the rest of her life. It kept her from eating that Snickers bar. She's saved her whole family. I don't even know if she realizes that. Because, while type 1 is more of a disease that you can't get through lifestyle, it's just malfunctioning organ, right? Versus type 2 diabetes, that's lifestyle, occurs through lifestyle. Her whole family worked with her to not eat sugar, to eat better. Like, she could have prevented all of them from being obese, from diabetes, from hypertension, from high cholesterol, from cancer. Like, I don't know if she realizes that. So she not only, her strength saved herself, and the support she had from them, it just was such a synergistic thing. And that's what I do. Like, I don't just work with you, I work with your whole family. I work with whatever means that you have to be able to get you from point A to point B, wherever direction that you want to go in. So that comes with mental health, that comes with sleep, that comes with, everything, whatever baggage you bring into the table, I take that on. I take that on when I talk to people and work with them. And that's why I don't think when I charge what I charge, it's not just to get you to lose weight. Like, that is the least of the issues for most people. And when we start to talk and start to get a little bit deeper and find out what's actually behind the scenes, you realize there's a whole lot more to untangle. And that's where my exercise physiology background comes in. Athletics, team sports, bodybuilding, the discipline, being married twice already, about to be married a third time, having a daughter, having a miscarriage, going through perimenopause. Like, I've been through a lot, I've had an amazing upbringing. I don't have a trauma-filled history as far as my childhood. I do have a trauma-filled ex-marriage. So, like, all of these things come into play when I help someone, and it's, again, like you said, as you suggested, like, what's going to be the cost? If you don't take care of yourself now and you're paying those hospital bills, it's going to be worth the some odd $100, $300 a month you're paying now to avoid all this later.
What is that called? See, that's the point. Is it's called preconditioning. Like, it's like
prevention.
You can put prevention, all kind. I can't even think of the word I actually really want to say, but you basically see the reason why we're saying this, and when you watch it, I told you we're not just about production and music. We're about healthy. This is an educational tool, educational television, educational conversations. That's what we're presenting. That's what we're doing. So the thing is, if you, like she said, she's 45, I'm 47. Keem is what are you?
42.
We in our 40s, and yet you may be like, wow, y'all look good for your age. The thing about it is, I went through high blood pressure. I didn't have to take a medication to take it down. Well, I know some people that still taking medication or whatever. I had a head infection that they was trying to keep me on a pill for the rest of my life, and I said, yo, that's gonna hurt my kidney and liver and stuff. I ain't doing that, and I don't even take the pill no more. So again, there's ways to make adjustments that you don't need medication to get the results that you want. So when we sit here telling you that we're not trying to sell you nothing, that's not the point. The point is, we're at an age and at a time where a lot of people are losing their life sooner than later. Like, people ain't even getting to see their children have children, right? Which is a gift in itself to be a grandparent. And a lot of people are dying from hypertension, strokes. Like, you know how many people I know that had strokes in their 40s and their 30s? Yeah. What else? Heart attack. I got friends that have heart attacks, and it's like, sometimes some recovered, some haven't, and it's like asthma, all types of people that I'll be looking on Facebook that like they passed away. Also mental health with overdoses. Like, it's so much going on.
My brother, committed suicide, so my ex-husband's brother also passed away before my brother did of some diabetes, some drug-related things. So yeah, I got a history that I can bring forward. I was actually talking to my physical therapy assistant today, and I just found out his son is 25 years old and autistic and has the mental capacity of a 2 to 3 year old. And I'm like, he's wanting to lose weight. I'm like, your son is your why. Like, you guys can both be on a diet that's going to actually help him become smarter, to help his brain get the nutrition that it needs. Like, he loves food, I love food, and I'm like, look, like, if you can't do it for yourself, do it for him. Could you imagine if you have a 25-year-old who's acting like a 2 or 3-year-old? Could you imagine him even acting like a 4 or 5-year-old? Like, how much better life would someone be able to have at a 4 to 5-year-old capacity versus 2 to 3? They can speak. Hopefully, this gentleman can't speak, and I'm just like, oh my God, I want to help you. Like, I was so passionate about speaking with him, and I wanted to help him right there. And I'm like, okay, this is what we got to do. But I tried to hold back also because not everybody's ready for change. But having the conversation, having him open up to me, I've been working with him for months. I never knew this. And it was like, this is so cool that this had come to me right now. And again, it's just like, okay, now it's here for him. It's like, maybe he'll start thinking about it. Maybe he'll start taking that next step. Who knows? Next time, in the next 3 or 4 months, or if I see him again or whatever, I'll find out something miraculous had happened. So those are the conversations that we're trying to have. Like, we're trying to put that little thing in your ear just to wake you up, or ringing that bell to say, hey, listen, you might not have the capacity to change right now, but now you have the information. So knowledge is power, and know better, do better.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, right, basically you got to meet the board. The last person is Nikki's other half. Like, when we was first starting, he bought us the actual mics that we used on Wednesday Whispers. He behind the scenes, he give great input, and him and Keem have relationships on what they talk about. And every time we meet, it's always us, and we have a discussion on how we could better. Because again, I'm saying this, all of us is here. This is gonna go somewhere, because again, you never know. I tell Keem this, and it's in the episode, you ain't see it yet. The reason why I keep saying you ain't see it yet, because we recorded it and it didn't even come out yet.
Get it out.
So I say, we're throwing rocks, and until we hear somebody say ouch or crash, we don't know who it hit.
Yeah, let's see where it lands.
Right, so that's...
Keep throwing them, though.
Huh?
Keep throwing them, though.
That's what we're doing, we're throwing rocks. So the thing about it is, I know, listen, people, a lot of us was frustrated, and that's the thing, you talk about it, and you say why you're frustrated. And I could tell them, we're not just a show, we're not just a production, we're family. And it's like, we have conversations, like I have conversations with Nikki, and I'll hear her out. I will filter it to Keem, the basics of it, but not the full thing of it, just to let them know where she stands. And the same thing with Keem. I filter stuff to Nikki to let him know where he stands, so we all have an idea. If you want to call me the glue to keep it all together, call me the glue. But the point of the matter is, if we keep doing what we're doing, not only are we going to help people, but we're going to accomplish the goals and the purpose that we want to accomplish. So, ending off with this conversation is basically, we're going to talk to you about your purpose.
Yeah.
What people don't realize is they're looking for something that they like, I don't know if I found it yet. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you know what you got to do? Sit still and it finds you.
Amen to that.
So somebody might say, why? Well, she sat still and here I come, and I asked her to watch a video. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm a Bible reader. Christ went to, and I don't want to offend nobody because I know people, religion and belief, but Christ went to the woman at the well. And what people don't know about the story of the woman at the well was she was there because she didn't want to be seen by other people because they was judging her, calling her a harlot of the town and everything. Mm-hmm. So she went where the water was. Did you know about this? Okay. No, it's big one. You did the Scooby-Doo look.
Is this the cut time?
This is our show. This is what we do. But so what happened was, because she was the harlot of the town, there was a time when we put these in perspective of history, we try to put it in our time. Like, well, what's the significance of a well? No. In their time, they didn't have the running waters like we had, so they had to go get their water, pill their water.
Right.
So what happened is it was so hot at the time she was going, the water would be hot. They had to cool the water off and everything because they didn't have everything that we had to nourish the water and all this other stuff.
Right.
So no one was supposed to be there when she went to go get this water. So that's first. Christ was there talking to her. Mm-hmm. And so the conversation from me giving you the video went to you're part of Beyond Eon Production, you're the expansion, to she went into town and said, that's the person that y'all looking to meet. Mm-hmm. He's right here.
Yeah.
And they had a revival. So you see what I mean? It's like something will find you. And then once it finds you and you understand, is this supposed to be for me? Because what people miss, and I always tell them in prayer, you can pray to God like, Lord, I want this, this, and this, and that, this, that, whatever. The choice is yours. But I always tell them, it's not if God heard you. Are you listening to God? How do you know if God's speaking? Mm-hmm. So when I tell people circumstances, situation, see, look at the growth and the maturation, the manifestation of what's taking place right now. Look at it. Keem is growing as an editor, as a director. Mm-hmm. When we took pictures, we got lights now.
Right.
Because he's saying, you know what, now I need to do this. But again, he was found. Mm-hmm. And what did he say? If I can get that person on my side, mm-hmm. we may not have this, but something come out of it. Mm-hmm. And look what came out of it. So in your purpose, Nikki, you gotta remember this. Your experience is your purpose. Mm-hmm. The things that you went through, whether it was self-inflicted or other people's reasonings, that is now an experience. And I always tell people the best experience is your past. Mm-hmm. Because when you tell somebody something, you can be, listen, I went through that. Yeah. I went through that. You don't want to go through that, the pain, the heartaches. That's your purpose. Mm-hmm. That's why when I'm where I'm at, because I listen to older people tell me, young man, don't do that. Mm-hmm. Like I remember one time I was going to go buy a truck and they was going to give me these rims, Giovanni rims. These rims was $5,000 at the time. They was giving me this nice truck. And they was like, the dealership gassed me. They put me on, they was like, yo, this is only going to be $500. I was like, I can't afford that. Now he was a stranger. Mm-hmm. Overhearing me as excited, he's a young man, I wouldn't do that if I was you. I was like, why? I can afford that. He said, no, you could afford it at the moment, but times this by that. When I looked, I was like, oh, they would have got me. Mm-hmm. But he also taught me, without him realizing, he taught me. Now I implement and I apply that throughout my life, and I have other people. And another reason, people, I'm going to give you the greatest gem you ever going to get. Dig a hole. This episode could be called Beauty and the Bees. Dig a hole.
He said Beauty and the Bees. You're ridiculous.
Hey. Listen. People, analogy time. I think I'm going to do something called Dante's Corner. Something me and Kim want to do, like real quick. I'll get some great analogy. Okay. Watch this. I want you to think about this. And call me when you figure this out. Now, somebody going to say it's easy to figure out. No, for your own life. So I want y'all all to pay attention. As a person, you have your shovel. And you're going to look for something. Now, as you dig, here's the problem that people don't understand. Mentally, when you're digging, physically, you'd go in a hole. Mm-hmm. So as you digging and digging, you thinking you're getting somewhere. You're finding something. Oh, I found me a piece of gold. We're going to find out it wasn't gold or something else, but you think it's still. So you're just digging. You're going down. You can't go up because it's a hole. Mm-hmm. So now as you in this hole, what happens? You panic. Now you're side digging, but you're still in this hole. Now you're like, oh shoot. Sometimes you don't know or knowledge that you're in the hole until somebody else tell you. Hey, Nikki! hey! Where are you? I got the rope on me.
Save me.
Nikki, stop! Do you know where you are? No. Well, that's where you need to be found. Now here's the tricky part about being found. You think I'm gonna start back where I started. No. You gotta come back from all the stuff, the damage that you have done.
Yeah.
You gotta see all that damage. You gotta think about where I could have been if I didn't put myself in this hole. That's processing the hard part.
Yeah.
I put myself in a hole. I have to now come back, revisit everything, the people looking at me. Oh, why is everybody laughing at me? Why everybody laughing at me? Y'all know what movie that is, but so.
What movie is that?
Why everybody laughing at me? Why everybody laughing at me? Carrie.
Oh my goodness. I haven't seen that in so long.
So people's going through that process. You thinking people laughing at you, but here's the thing you gotta realize, they didn't go through the journey with you. Even if there was a part of your journey, they still ain't. Even your husband, you call them ex for a reason. They put you in a hole or you put them in a hole, and you gotta continue that journey without them. Why everybody laughing at me? Why everybody laughing at me? But you're just thinking of things instead of, and I say a snake. Do you know when a snake's slithering doing this thing? Skin come off. Do you ever see the snake look back and say, "Get back my skin"?
No.
Keep on
Moving forward.
You could just go.
And if people are laughing at you, don't let that stop you from moving forward. Because everyone's going to be laughing. If someone's always got something stupid to say, has quips and remarks, and put that hoodie up, get those headphones in, and go the direction that you need to go.
So the show, I don't know if we're going to record it. We should, but we waiting for a day for everybody to be available. We're going to come together, have discussions, prayer, and really, because honestly, the best thing to do to find your purpose is, like you just said, move forward.
Yeah.
It's like, as a man who been longing to be married, longing to have a child, didn't happen. And one day we're gonna have story time when we're gonna tell our stories about what scars and aches we went through. We're gonna talk about all of that because I keep saying that episode probably gonna be called "You're Not Alone." But when I was sitting there bleeding out my neck and I was like this, ready to go to sleep, what woke me up is I was like, I don't have a child. No one would tell my story better than my child. I was 18 years old, 8 days from 18. 8 days after 18, my 18th birthday. And I said, I knew my friends wouldn't tell my story. I don't even hang with none of them people no more. None of them. And I was like, I didn't have a child to tell my story. Here I am, 47. Still don't have a child. Still ain't married. But how many marriages have I helped? How many children have I helped when I worked for the psychiatric hospitals and residential treatment programs and stuff? Residential treatment, group homes, halfway houses. I did all of this to help so many people's families, parents of all races, hear my name and want to come shake my hand and say, my daughter spoke so highly of you. So, you don't know, and again, who would have ever thought from going through that process of my life, even though me and King told the story of how we met, that from rap battle, or a radio station that brought us all together. That's what brought us together. That's how we was found. If you would have said in that room, who would have been the likely two people to work together? We were so far away from each other. We would have never thought it'd be us two, because it's like we didn't have a relationship. We just met each other.
Right.
And I'm the a-hole when you first meet me sometimes if you don't know, because he lost the battle and I'm calling him about his name. His name was Lyrical 1. I was calling him Lyrical Done instantly. And most people were like, yo, I want to smack this dude or whatever. But no, and now look, fast forward. See, now we could talk about it because it's forward. Mm-hmm. But at that time, if somebody would have came to us, y'all two brothers gonna come up with a show. Your show's gonna be played in your home state, your home city, borough. We like, and at the time my pockets was, I had a little bit of money. I was like, I know a show. You bugging.
Look where we're at.
Is it me you're looking for?
Well, I will say that one thing that we did do, we had a meeting a couple months ago, and we kind of talked over some things that we needed to do to move forward, some goals. And one of the goals I wrote down was to focus on getting 500 subscribers. And a lot of the algorithms and data that we can get on YouTube, I'm hearing a lot of YouTubers saying, well, we know that 75% of who's listening are not actually subscribed, right? So I don't understand any of that, but I've noticed a lot more people are saying that. We want to grow because we want people to hear our messages, because we have a lot of good things to say. We're building a community, we're building a family. We want to reach as many people as possible, and getting that subscription base is allowing us to see who's there, who's commenting, what do you want to see, what do you need, what can we do to help you get to whatever point in your life that you're trying to get to. So what we'd like to do is, our next goal is to reach 500 subscribers, and we'd like to, when we get to that point, we'd like to give away a free hoodie. So we want y'all to be part of Beyond Eons in some way, shape, or form. And to do that, to give back, to give thanks, is to give someone a free hoodie when we reach 500 subscribers. And we'll do a lottery, and someone will win a hoodie. So subscribe and be on lookout.
The 500 subscribers, get it. People know.
It's in the works. But 500 is our next goal.
Here's the thing, though. Remember what I just told you. We're on a network that's Emmy nominated.
See, it's not that easy to say.
Emmy nominated.
Emmy winning. So again, we don't know how many people, and we're in rotation.
Right.
So they had to like what they see.
Right.
So the thing is, you don't want to limit yourself and say just 500, because
no.
Honestly, I would want, matter of fact, like I was telling Keem the other day, a friend of mine's, he's a celebrity, he's a part of a show that actually get millions of people watching.
Yeah.
He got millions, and we was talking in the gym. Now, here's something funny. Like, people come up to him, ask for his picture or record him, because they know who he is from his show. And me and him were just having a normal conversation where I could have easily took a picture with him and got a bunch of likes and stuff.
Right.
People like, oh, you know him? Then I know him. Not only I know him, my number's in his phone.
Right.
And it wasn't like, oh, right then. No. So again, the thing is, and I wasn't even supposed to be there at the time at the gym when that actually happened. And I told him, if you would like to come on, well, he's under contract, so you have to be careful of what platforms he go on. But I was like, if you like to link up, because I didn't know he was having a show until I said, yo, we got a show, because I'm always promoting. So again, believe me, I believe in God, and if I'm alive and breathing, I'm alive and breathing for a reason. So whatever God wants me to do, because I didn't sit up there and say, you know what, Lord, I want to do a television show. That never crossed my mind.
No.
Honestly, like I said, I've been praying for a wife and children and want to be with my wife and children. That's another thing Shirley said. What happened if God don't want you to have that because of what you're doing?
Right.
See, there's so many theories and whatever, but the point of the matter is, You don't know unless you're moving.
Right.
And that's what we do. This is keep on moving. Keep on moving, don't stop. You know who that is?
No.
Soul to Soul.
Okay.
You say you're black.
That Soul to Soul is either.
Soul to Soul. You gotta look up that song. Nikki.
So who's ever watching? There's a wife out there for Dante.
Listen, we're not paying them into none of that stuff. Listen, the point of the matter again, Beyond Eon Productions, because we interviewed, unless we get Ori, but
He ain't getting on the camera.
nah, we gonna get him.
Maybe we could get him a podcast, voice recording.
No
camera.
Can get Nikki's wife on here. That would be an interesting conversation. But Beyond Eon Production is basically Key's vision. I helped him fulfill his vision. He's the owner. There's no bumping the heads. There will never be bumping the heads. He's the owner. He made me the co-owner because I'm the face that a lot of people know. And still, he's the owner. He has final say. Before I do anything, I always run it by him and stuff. Even though he's like, I trust you, this, and this. No, the pecking order, he's the owner. We're the board. Me and Nikki's on equal playing field and everything because, again, she helped as much. So before we do something, she'll know about it as well because it's always going to be in the best of the interest of the company. Because you can't sit up there and have somebody put their time, their effort, their energy, their blood, sweat, and tears, and then you just leaving them out like, oh, you don't have a say. Nah, we're not that.
We're a well-oiled machine. We work very well together, and we work hard to make sure that we're all on the same page, and that's key. And I think Dante is the great go-between, because Jakeem and I have a relationship, but you kind of are the centerpiece of the two of us. And so when we talk, we can get it all out, but you guys see each other more often, and then I think we talk a little bit more. So it's a really good flow. It's a great ebb and flow of things, and I think with your go-getter personality, and it makes things move, and you have great ideas. With your
like a snow globe.
What? No, that's not. Is this a snow globe? No, this is a light. Wait a minute. Oh.
Oh, Key! Like a snow globe. That's Key's brain.
Oh my God, I can't.
Oh shoot!
See, we have fun.
Pay attention to the episodes to understand.
You gotta watch them.
Yo, y'all may think that was none of this is scripted. None of this is like a snow globe. None of this is scripted.
He's so happy. He's a pig in shit right now.
I got the power. Bang, 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 bang. Only y'all can see Key's face right now. Yo, listen, they like, what is going on? Listen, in one of the episodes, Key's sitting up here telling this beautiful story, and I was like, you got our attention. So he's saying all this stuff, and I'm just like, so you're like a snow globe. And a lot of people caught that. I don't know if they commented on Facebook, but they commented on my phone and laughing at that. But nah, you, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you have to laugh. Yes. That's liberation. That's your freedom. If you can't laugh with each other, like,
or at yourself.
Listen, man, because I'm telling you right now, you take things too serious. Like, there's a time I took things serious into Shelly, man, y'all gonna see me and Shelly like two rams. We be bumping heads like bang, bang. I'm like, yo, Shelly, I can't wait to get you on this camera and shut you down. I can't wait, because the people gonna be like, what is she talking about? Like, yeah, what are you talking about? But that's what Beyond Neon Production is. It's not just a production, it's a family-oriented business. Key is, if you can see the photos on his page where you see his wife and daughters, and his youngest daughter now is wearing, see again, look at his daughter, how proud she is of her father, that she wears the hoodie.
Yep.
See, none of this is script. This is as it's happening, and the thing is, Keem, I asked him, and I'm gonna ask you too. Have you took the time and really thought about what you actually accomplished? What are you actually doing? The Grinch that stole Christmas.
Yeah. No, not enough, and that's the problem. Because I get lost in what I'm not doing versus what I have done. And again, that comes back to analysis by paralysis or wanting to be perfect, and then it retards you from doing anything. And so that reflection is huge. It's so important to take that step back and to just sit with it. Just sit with what you've done and how far we've come. And I think we're doing it right now. I mean, this is helping me to do it right now, and which is so necessary, and so thankful for these opportunities, and knowing that I still have a voice, I still have something to share, a story to tell, people to help. This episode in particular makes a big difference. So I'm very happy to be here and excited for what's to come, and in making sure that I stay level-headed, meaning being able to laugh, being able to have fun, enjoying the process along the way, not just checking marks, not just checking off the to-do list. You have to enjoy the process along the way.
I'm going to give you a thought because it just came to my head. Because you said this. Yo, this episode got a bunch of our episodes combined in one.
It really does, yeah.
Okay. So you already know what episode this is coming from when I asked you this. Okay. You talked about cheating on your first husband.
Yeah.
Now that you know what you know now, when do you wish you didn't? Not sometimes people say, you know what, it still made me who I am, so it moved me forward.
Right.
So that's why I had to put this in proper perspective. That's for you too, Shelly. She's like, stop saying that word. Ew. When you cheated on your husband, do you wish you didn't do it? Or do you be like, you know what, I did it and I learned from it?
Yeah, I did it and I learned from it. I wish I had the wherewithal to understand what I was going through and to communicate. Not only with him, but to reach out to like even my parents or just someone I could have said, this is what I'm going through. I need help before doing something stupid. So, no, I mean, had I not, I wouldn't be here today. I wouldn't have my beautiful daughter. I wouldn't have any of that. I have a relationship with him now. We're friends. Like I was literally just texting him before we started this. And so he understands my journey and learning Hebrew and Judaism and all that stuff. He actually just got admitted into a university, a rabbinical university.
Beauty of us, we could take this on the road.
Yeah. I would love to have him on the show. He is so well-spoken and chill and has a very highly divine purpose. I think you would really enjoy talking to him too.
Man, you know what, God? Hey, I'm gonna pray this on camera. Donors to get this on the road, because again, that's the whole purpose. Is we want to reach out to. We don't care about celebrities. Like celebrities are celebrities. Like you could put
already know
famous and everything. Yeah. We want to talk to people that we don't know. Them. We want to bring voices to the voiceless. And interested people, like I said, the Sneaker Junkies, Maul, the owner of Sneaker Junkies, look at Shelly, Keem's personal therapist.
Yeah.
You see what and she want to come back. Who else? His friend, Nada,
yeah.
And she had a lot to say. I was just watching that episode again, the second one.
Yeah.
She talked about what her son was going through. So again, it's like, there's so many different conversations and so many different people's point of views of different spectrums of life. And that's what this is all about. It's like, you're fulfilling your purpose. Because again, none of us woke up one day and said, we're going to be sitting on a show called The Other Side of Things.
Right.
The Other Side of Things. I'm going to have two strangers in my living room recording an episode. And And I'm gonna like these two strangers. They ain't gonna be strangers no more. They're gonna be. Remember that show, Perfect Strangers? They put some buddies or 3 companies or whatever. See, now we are family.
She can't save this fool, please.
Y'all keep my Nikki in me.
We're done. That's it. Okay. Tune in next time. On the side of things. I'm the voice of the wizard.
I am your host,
The man behind the curtain.
Dante Martin, co-owner, the board member Nikki.
Co-host.
Oh,
Getting ready to come out
you got
with
your
my own show. Be ready for that.
And you know who's behind the camera that you just heard his voice, if you heard his voice. But listen, this is what it is about.
This is who we are.
Only if you know what we talking about behind, yo. Only if you do. If you heard what we was talking about before Shelly's episode came on, you shot
That's the
footage,
stuff you
right?
gotta record.
Yeah, you got that footage. Yo, you gotta.
Some of it.
Yeah,
We gotta get some little clips from that.
That's that's what I'm talking about. Like, yo, you could tell it was going.
Just random, just put it out, see what happens.
Oh, no, we fine. Listen, that's gonna be the what you didn't see.
Right.
Spontaneous. That could be a spontaneous too. So next time, fulfill your goals, your purposes.
Yes.